Hey, how's it going? Multi News Act, Wednesday, 16th of March 2022. Look from the papers as always. First up, New York Times, that pictures from last week in Mykolaiv in the Ukraine. There's ongoing bombardment of Kiev at the moment. They've called a 35-hour curfew. Everyone has to go to a basement or bunker. Wall Street Journal, Kiev, oil falls below $100 a barrel. In Chernobyl, trapped staff work at Russian gunpoint. All the staff at Chernobyl have been taken hostage by Russian forces. They turned up for work on February the 23rd at 9 o'clock for a night shift, and they're still there 500 hours later. They've been there twice as long as the firefighters who put out a 10-day fire back in 1986. So people quite worried about them. Obviously, they don't really have any beds to sleep in. The chef, who's 70, has already collapsed. There's another man who needs medication. They don't have cigarettes, stuff like this, so can't call their family. All their phones are taken off them. USA Today, ongoing refugee crisis. New York Post, this woman lured a man on Instagram and then kidnapped him. Thirst traps, they're lethal, watch out. National Post, Canada, there's Zelensky addressing the Canadian Parliament. Apparently Canada has the largest amount of Ukrainians living there outside of Ukraine. Grandma of Cuba Cup and Vila on the bottom. Marty teaches us his ardent patriotism, his passionate love for freedom, dignity and decorum of man. That was Jose Marti, apostle of Cuban independence, we were talking about yesterday. Star for Africa, those 4 lads busted out of jail, fair play to them, best of luck. Jerusalem Post, Ukraine, Russia, down here. New game lets users lead Israel through the 1973 war. I wonder, can you play as the Arab side in that game? Probably not. Tehran Times talking about the nuclear deal. The Hindu wearing hijab is not an essential part of religion. Okay, so this is a ban on the hijab in schools. They've deemed it to be constitutionally permissible because the hijab is apparently not essential. So probably going to see some problems around that. Australian pandemic taxes. Global Times, justice remains unserved in CIA mind control project. That's of course MK Ultra, which is basically the Americans continuing what the Nazis did in concentration camps, breaking down people's minds, controlling them. They also used Nazis for that purpose as well, flew them over there after World War II. Underneath that, Corona going mental. Irish Examiner, Dubliner killed covering the war in Ukraine. That's a man by the name of Pierre Zakrzewski. He was over there covering the war for Fox News. His colleague was also killed, Sasha Kushniova. If I'm not mistaken, that brings to 4 the journalists who've been killed in the conflict so far. There was also Brent Renault and Yevgeny Sakun, RIP to the deceased. Something about horse racing. Irish Times, Pierre Zakrzewski, horse racing, energy price line go up. Irish Daily Mail, horse racing, energy prices, Pierre Zakrzewski. Irish Sun, energy prices, horse racing, Pierre Zakrzewski. Belfast Telegraph, football, Pierre Zakrzewski. Financial Times, there's that woman who went in the news and said it's all propaganda, they're lying to you, etc, etc. She was up in court, got a little fine, which is going to be up in court again. Down here, a story about the lottery license in Britain being awarded to a Czech firm who have ties to Gazprom. So people are obviously worried about that now. Guardian, there's that woman again. NATO. This woman might get out, Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe, because the Brits might pay off the debt they owe to Iran. So she's been held in a prison in Iran. Iran have always said that the Brits owe us £400 million. What they owe the money for is tanks. The Shah of Iran gave them the money to send a load of tanks, but then the Shah got booted out during the revolution and they never gave the money back. So, Day Telegraph. That woman who went on the TV, Zelensky says Ukraine will never join NATO. That seems to be a kind of an olive branch to Vlad to kind of de-escalate the whole situation. Independent 4 stories on top. Refugees, price of living, health, football. There's that lady again, Marina Oksyannikova, which I've probably pronounced wrong underneath that. Ukraine. The Times, Ukrainian refugee stories. Zelensky can't join NATO. Daily Mail, there she is again. Kiev, Daily Mirror, horse racing, deals with another devil. So Boris Johnson's gone to Saudi Arabia to beg its brutal regime to boost oil production, it says. This is the man who said Vladimir Putin must no longer be able to blackmail the West over oil. I guess he's okay with Saudi Arabia blackmailing them over oil. Apparently Saudi Arabia is also in talks with Beijing to price some of its oil sales in yuan, Chinese yuan. So big move there, no more petrodollars. Daily Express, horse racing, Ukraine, the metro, you're not blinging anymore. Let's talk about Roman Abramovich, a bit of a shite pun to be honest today. iNewspaper, Putin turns to Plan C. Alright, down here, Patrick Cockburn, how oligarchs got away with theft for so long. Was it because they just gamed the financial system in place and they were basically like every other billionaire until the war started and then sanctions came in and they said, oh right, we're going to go for all their capital now, reclaim all their houses, their yachts, their money, that type of thing? Daily Star, horse racing, Mission Imposter, some kind of a story about a lad who looks like Zelensky, another lad who looks like Putin, and another one who looks like Kim Jong-un, and they all got out of Kiev together. That's a great story. Can't wait to watch the Netflix special about that. Anyway, important notice. There's no News Act tomorrow because I'll be streaming the parade live from Dublin for St. Paddy's Day. Oh yes, March 17th, 1 p.m. CET, 12 p.m. DMT, Dublin mean time. Julian Assange is still in jail. The maximum security Belmarsh prison without fair trial or due process. The Queen is still the Queen of England, still alive allegedly. Her son is still a paedophile who admitted to raping underage girls. Tracked with FIFA billionaire finds of Jeffrey Epstein, RIP, and he's still the Duke of York. And Boris is still the Prime Minister, off over to Saudi Arabia to beg for some more cheap oil. If you want to stay off corporate state, social media for the day, click the link in the description. Alright, thanks, good luck.